Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Joe Lanew's New Year's Eve party with Joe Lanew and our night crew tonight. We've got Jason, who's our expert witness every week on the grand juries. Definitely this last year, been with us since the very beginning. We've got the up and coming starlet Frank, our Vietnam veteran that does the Frank and Joe show with me on Tuesdays. We just got that started, and of course we've got Big Ron, our producer for the Grand Jury Show, and Bruce Wayne, also a producer for the Grand Jury Show. Want to welcome you guys. We've also got our space going. Corey Brooks is in our space. He's going to be the master of ceremonies for tonight until the new year. But Corey, how's our audio inside the space? Do you have us loud and clear?
Yes, sir. We got you loud and clear. We can hear everything, and we're looking for a good time tonight.
Sounds good. I tell you what, let's get started with just to warm up so folks can get in here. This is what they say was popular on Google for 2025.
Out there getting ready to celebrate the new year as we close out 2025. We are looking back for a moment at some of the people, the stories, the trends that had us all talking and searching over the last year.
So Google is out with its annual Year in Search report, highlighting everything that caught our attention. Here to share some of the trends is our expert, Sarah Armstrong. Sarah, nice to see you again. Great to have you do our roundup. Set the stage for folks, because this is not just like top searches. It's really what is unique to 2025.
Right, so we're looking at aggregate anonymous search data across the country to see what was top of mind for Americans this year. And we're specifically looking at those searches that had the biggest increase since last year to see what's unique about 2025.
So let's go to the biggest searches of 2025. What defined the year for us?
Yeah, it really runs the gambit between those pop culture searches and then...
Is it me, or is there something wrong with her forehead? Is it me?
Those hard.
I mean, she's got
searches.
2 time zones on it.
Okay. We're seeing the same thing. I didn't know if maybe my monitor was messed up. Here we go.
So Charlie Kirk, by far our top trending search this year. The nation was really shocked by his death in September, of course. And we saw people coming back to Google wanting updates on that story, which drove a lot of that sustained interest. But then we get into some of our pop culture searches. So K-pop Demon Hunters, huge phenomenon of a movie this year. Netflix's #1 movie ever. It was top 5 for all Halloween costumes. It's kind of like this generation's Frozen, where adults love the soundtrack and kids, of course, love the movie.
That's a good way to put it.
And then #3, we have Labubu's. I know this show covered it. Those plush dolls.
Extensively.
Yeah, that everyone loves. See, I think they look a little bit scary with the smile, but we saw a big spike in search interest when Naomi Osaka, the tennis player, she had her custom bedazzled Labubu's at the U.S. Open, and people really loved
Billie
that.
Jean Bling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how about, what if we move on to TV? What had us searching the most when it comes to TV shows?
Okay, top trending TV show, The Hunting Wives. Have you seen it?
I have not.
No,
I was
I've
surprised
heard
that was
about it.
#1.
It's pretty crazy. I can see why people are searching for it. Lots of drama. It's a murder mystery. A woman from Boston moves
Great
to the
cast,
South.
yeah.
Chaos ensues. So people love that one. The next one of my favorites, White Lotus.
Yeah.
Something that caught my attention here, searches for best times to visit Thailand
Yeah.
hit an all-time high in the U.S. after this season came out because it's set in Thailand. And then finally, The Pit, really redefining the medical drama. And season 2 of that comes out next week, so I think we'll see some more searches.
The Renaissance man, Noah Wiley right there, right? Let's talk music for a second. No surprise who tops the list for searches
Of course.
in terms of music.
Taylor Swift. Her new album this year, it shows up 4 times on our top trending
Is this like
song
multiple years in a
list.
row for her? Do you know? Has she been at it
Yeah,
for a while?
she's always one of
High up
our
there.
top trending songs, but her song this year, Would, takes the top of the list, probably because of those double entendre
Yes.
lyrics that people were searching. And then #2, Bad Bunny, one of my favorite artists, his song DTMF. That translates to I should have taken more photos, so people were posting these nostalgic memories to that song. He also hit an all-time high in search interest because he'll be the Super Bowl headliner during the halftime show this year.
Okay, and you can't leave out Golden.
I mean,
Come
parents
on.
know this one. This is the anthem song of K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay. Speaking of kids, sometimes we have to Google the things kids are saying these days. Well, at least Peter does. What do we got there?
Okay, you might have heard of the first one, and this is so parents coming to Google being like, what does this mean?
Yes.
6-7. And it really doesn't mean anything. There's this hand gesture that goes along with it, but Gen Alpha loves saying 6-7.
That would be a disappointing Google, because you'd get there, they would say, we have no good explanation
I'm sorry,
for
it
you.
just really doesn't mean
It comes
anything.
from the song. It's not completely made up.
Yes, it comes from the song Doot Doot 6-7, and then it was popularized. So Sigma is the next one, which you may have heard of. It was popular last year. It basically means cool without trying too hard.
Ooh, okay.
And then this final one,
Yeah, what is 41?
it's the new 6-7.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the
We have
new
more to learn.
nonsensical number that people love to
It's
say.
like 41. It just, it's not, just doesn't have the same feel.
It
to
doesn't work. Yeah.
Online viral trends for 2025.
Yeah, so Google released this new image generation model, Nano Banana in Gemini, and people loved creating AI action figures of themselves. So they would upload a selfie and see what they would look like as an action figure. And we gave it a try with the two of you.
Oh, gosh.
This, okay.
Oh, look at that. Look at your hair.
That is really a cheesy newsman right there. Sweet gracious.
You got your microphone there.
Is that? Oh, Laura J.
Okay.
You
Look
got
at
some
that.
strong muscles going on there.
Yeah.
So maybe
the dimples in the arms might
Next
not be that
holiday is
much
a good gift for
That's
people to
I wanna-
get.
Yeah, I got to put one of those together. I got a real version of that thing for Laura.
Okay, and then what about last but not least, top viral
Let's
dishes?
eat. Let's eat.
Okay, so these are dishes that went viral on social media, and then people went to Google to try to figure out how to make these. The top one here, hot honey cottage cheese
I gotta
sweet
say,
potato
Sarah,
beef bowl.
it doesn't look that appetizing.
That's fair. So people love this because it's packed with protein. It's pretty easy to make because you're just throwing all of this in here. You have some of those 90s foods like the cottage cheese really
Yes.
coming back into style. So if you want to, we could give it a try.
I'm willing to try it. Come on, let's do it.
Hey, go enjoy it. Yeah, that'll be great. I'm excited.
The
to see that.
dumpling bake actually sounds delicious.
Yeah, that's a really easy, like, set it, forget it.
Yeah.
You just put those dumplings
Sarah, get in.
in the
Get in.
oven. All right, let's do this.
Let's do this proper. As we,
Maybe a little of
this.
all of it.
All right, we don't care about the fools tasting some avocado and meatballs. But interesting there. Now, the way we're going to do this tonight, folks, I've got a bunch of clips of just stuff from 2025. And that's just to warm us up what you just listened to, top searches for 2025. We're gonna play the clip, and then we're gonna discuss it 15 or 20 minutes just to keep the conversation moving. Then I'm gonna do another clip, just like I say, so we can keep the conversation moving and the space doesn't get dull. So that's our first clip, the Google searches of 2025. I just recently learned about this Labubu. What do you guys know about Labubu? Frank, did you buy a Labubu for this Christmas?
No, I have no idea what a Labubu is. And that whole damn list they showed on there, I didn't know about any of that shit. I don't even know what they're talking about other than Charlie Kirk.
You're not so hip, are you, man? You're a square. You know what they call it back in the days? You're a square.
Yeah, I'm pretty much out of that. Yeah, I have no clue.
All right. Well, Corey, you tell us what a Labubu is. What is a Labubu?
Only time I don't know what a little boo boo is. Only time is a real is when I have the boo boo, but I don't know
I
what a
knew
little
you're
boo
gonna
boo
make
is.
this weird and dirty. Just Me,
yeah,
who's our
yeah.
co-host. Hang on, let's go. To Just Me. She knows what a Labubu is. Tell us.
I have absolutely no idea what a little boo boo is. Do you want me to go get my 18-year-old and ask her?
You know what? Anybody want to bet that the 18-year-old knows what a Labubu is? Are any bets? Any in the studio? Big Ron,
My daughter just got one.
Bruce Wayne. Oh, Big Ron knows what it is.
Oh,
Huh.
I know what it is. Those are demony little dolls.
So it's a doll. Is that what
It is a doll, yeah. It's a small doll, and yeah, they're demon-looking little dolls. In fact, South Park did a whole episode on them. Great episode with these things. But
You know what?
yeah,
I
they're-
saw that South Park, but I thought that was bullshit. That's a
no,
real
no,
doll.
that's a real doll. Yeah, it's crazy. She her best friend got her one for her birthday, I think it was, or something like that. Those things are they need to be put onto a Ouija board and lit on fire. They are crazy looking things.
Why do you think they're so popular?
I don't know why-
Apparently, I can confirm. Hattie has just confirmed they are demon dolls.
Why are they so popular? Does anybody know?
Why do kids run around saying 6'7"?
I don't know.
Apparently, one of
We're going to
them-
talk about that later. I was hoping to find out tonight.
Apparently, one of them is
6'7".
called the Love Bunny, and it's all beaten up.
Okay, that brings up some memories of Thailand.
We got some hands up in the space. Let's go to them. Let's go to ladies first. Go ahead, Hudat. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I actually did not know what a Labubu was until a couple of days ago, but I have an acquaintance who constantly talks about them, and it was an international acquaintance, and I couldn't figure out. I was like, what in the hell is a Labubu? So I had to go and look it up, and it pretty much looks like a troll. That's
Like
really
the,
what
like
it
the
looks
troll
like.
troll dolls back in the
Yeah.
this, I guess, late 80s or so. Okay.
Yes, that's kind of what
So it's
they
like dumb
remind
like a
me
pet
of,
rock.
only way uglier. And yes, it does kind of look a little demonic. I'm not gonna lie.
So it's dumb like a pet rock, a little faddish thing. Is that what it is? Ronan?
Yeah, pretty much.
Labubus basically look like the Church of Satan and Balenciaga got together and recreated the treasure troll, in my opinion.
I don't know about that description actually. Bruce Wayne, what do you think about it? Did you get a little boo-boo for Christmas?
I mean, I've heard of them. I don't know where it came from. I do think it's just a fad, something that maybe some celebrity somewhere made popular and everyone just jumped on the train.
Yeah, you know what I'm surprised about is that I haven't heard about the AI action figure thing where you could take someone's picture and make an AI action figure out of it. I would have been doing that with all of you guys this whole year and just posting them on X. In fact, I made a note about that. Has anybody else heard of this AI website that you can go to and upload your photograph and get an action figure made of yourself?
I have not, but I better come with Kung Fu Grip. That's all I got to say.
I don't know where Ron or Joe were. Those were everywhere for a couple months there. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I honestly don't recall seeing it. If I did, maybe I didn't key in on exactly what that was. But yeah, expect some of you guys to get some AI action figures on your timeline. I'm making
They
it.
did.
Do we lose just me?
Nope. Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was open. Sorry.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, if I may. It's just a free site. I think it's just something just freeloaders are using. It's not much to it.
Well, I feel like you're taking the fun out of it.
It's all right.
So that's interesting. I guess it's interesting. The bullshit that people are Googling and things like that. The big, beautiful bill was like number 5 on the list. That's interesting. People cared enough to read it. Now, I was mentioned in a post. I'm going to try something here to see if I can get audio. Let me see if I can source this audio. Give me just a second.
Happy New Year. Sound like a...
Hey, they didn't
you
look
guys-
at the big beautiful.
Hang on. Could you guys hear that sound, that audio?
Yes.
No.
Yes, sir.
How about the space? Space is where I'm worried about. Can the space hear it?
with
No,
an
it's space fit.
apostrophe S or New Year.
All right, if you guys in the space want to hear this next audio, I don't have another source I can bring this in on. Or do I? Yeah, I do. You guys carry a conversation for a second. Let me do some technical shit.
Okay. Actually, yes. Hey, Robert, I'll give you a mic, but we're not like open talking, just so you know.
If I was a
And-
superhero, I would be eating tacos, drinking monsters, and smoking Marlboros. Those would be my superpowers.
Hey, on that, we can free talk, you guys in the space. We just can't over talk each other. We start over talking each other, we'll have to figure out another way because anybody listening, it just sounds like word jumbo in their ear.
I kind of wanted to give those news reporters and that guest a Labubu when they were talking about the stupidest shit in the world.
You gonna give them a little boo, like a present? You're gonna send them a present?
No, a boo-boo. When I was growing up, a boo-boo was a scar or something that you just got punched. I got a boo-boo.
Man, I was growing up, boo boo
But-
could mean anything. It could mean like your butt. It could,
I thought it was.
Give me your
I thought
butt.
I thought it was La Boo Boo. So it's just Boo Boo or La Boo Boo.
It's La Boo Boo, Jason.
See, there you go.
No,
La
it's-
Boo Boo.
It's French for the boo boo.
La Boo Boo. La Boo Boo. I've been wanting to Google it, but I'm afraid to minimize this. And then all of a sudden, last time. So this little square down at the bottom, it's got a 2 in it. What the hell is that about? I clicked it when it had a 1 and it threw me out of here. What's that about?
Don't know what you're talking about, Frank.
I don't know. Don't hit that button again. I don't have a box with numbers in them. I got a red button down at the bottom. It's got an arrow that's going into a box. That's like the exit sign. You hit that, you're going to exit the studio.
Frank, you doing LSD again?
Are you talking about are you talking about the private chat? The private
Yeah,
chat?
that might be what it is. Yeah, but I clicked it and I saw something, some writing, and then it threw me out. So I don't know.
The Quaaludes again.
I just want to say something real quick, Joe. I enjoyed hearing your story last night, and everybody's going to say, "Oh, what story?" But you know what I mean about the cop thing, and it explains why you feel the way you do about these incidents and stuff like that. So,
Bro, ain't nobody's had enough to drink tonight for that yet. So let us catch up.
Man, you're coming in hotter than morning breath. Holy shit.
All right, let's listen to this now. Frank's laid out some rules for the new year.
I was just trying to be nice, partially, but I was being honest that it was a good story, and everybody, made a good discussion.
Hey, listen. I appreciate that, but you're actually interrupting something right now. Your timing's not good. Let's have some more to drink. And I appreciate that you enjoyed the story. But give me a second here.
Yeah,
Now,
Joe's trying to come up with some magic.
For God's sakes, can I get this out of my mouth? Every time I say it, I've been interrupted. Here's what we're going to say. Frank sent me this video, or he included me on this, added me to this video. But this man's giving us instructions on how to speak about the new year. So we need to get these out of the way. These are instructions.
Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. It's not New Year's. It's Happy New Year. You sound like a fucking idiot. It's one year. Now, before you go fucking shithouse in the fucking comments, it's New Year's Eve with an apostrophe S, or New Year's Day. But when you say Happy New Year to someone, don't put a fucking S on the end. It's one. Same fucking people that go, Merry Christmases. Fucking talk like that, and you wonder why fucking people want to run you over. Also, I think all the older guys will join me, and you gonna watch the ball drop? We need to call that something different. The next one is Auld Lang Syne. I think that means old time's sake, but call it something different. Auld Lang Syne. I don't know what fucking language that is, but I don't like it. And then you people that call champagne, or champagne, whatever the fuck. Jesus, you fucking grew up in Staten Island, and suddenly you're fucking Jacques Cousteau with the French accent. Knock that shit off. And I don't like bubbly either. Anyway, Happy New Year's.
Okay, those are some rules there. So it is not Happy New Year's, it's Happy New Year, right? Does anybody agree with anything he said, actually?
I actually do. I'm gonna contest something he said.
Do I have to ask you what you're contesting, or you just
I was just making sure, like, I was good to go. What if, like, you say Merry Christmases to somebody and they got two families? Like, maybe the families don't know about each other, but they got two families. You don't know.
But isn't Christmas kind of like a universal thing? You don't have to have one each.
I mean, it depends. Do you got two families?
Yeah, but wouldn't they have the same Christmas holiday?
Not if they don't. I mean, The holiday, yes, but the celebration, no,
All right,
they don't know about
especially
each
my
other.
guys in the studio. You're going to let me hang in here on this silly
No,
argument? Nobody's going to jump in?
It's a silly argument. There's only one Christmas, whether you have it with one person or 10. There's still only one Christmas. And I do want to say, Frankie, thank you for filming that video, telling people how to say New Year right. That was a good video you filmed of yourself.
I do want to push back. I do want to push back on the Old Lang Syne thing. That's Old English. So I'd have to say goes before his time.
Well, there you go.
Hang on,
And
Frank.
thank you, Bruce.
Did that video.
That is not me in the video.
I hear Frank talking about it. I don't see his icon or whatever.
Yeah, no, we're running a live stream here. That thing you were interrupting earlier. So, actually, you know what? Let me catch everybody up that's not to this. Actually, Corey, maybe you could help do this as people come in. But guys, we're running a live stream. You've got myself, Big Ron, Frank, Jason, and B. Wayne. We're in a live stream right now. We're playing videos. The audio that you hear, we're also doing a video. You can see it on my channel, my YouTube channel. You can also see it on my timeline if you want to watch that. Keep in mind, there'll be a 16-second delay from the real-time audio that you're hearing. We're pushing that into the space. That's real-time, and it'll be about 16 seconds off of the video. But for some of these videos, you might want to go do that. You can actually see it. But everything I pulled, with the exception of the police videos tonight, you can benefit just from listening to the audio. When we get to the police video version, I'll keep that all together so you guys can actually go watch some of the videos we'll talk about. We got 10 of the most interesting for this last year.
Okay, sorry. I didn't realize you do this thing with the YouTube at the same time. Sorry.
Robert, stop.
He's all right.
Everything's good. Okay. So 2025, how about in the studio? We'll start with you, Big Ron. What's one thing that stands out actually, let me back the question up. What's one thing you think people will be talking about in 10 years about 2025? What has happened this year you think that's going to stand the test of time that people will repeat and remember?
Well, I guess that's going to really depend on what side. It could depend on what side of the political aisle you are on. That's going to be something that's going to hang around for decades to come. Is stuff going on with the current administration? Rather, it's been the number of cartel boats that's been destroyed, or the Somalia stuff that's going on in Mogadishu or California or Washington. It could be the ballroom, even some of the TV shows. If you step back and take a look, wokeness is starting to leave the TV show series. I mean, it could
So are
be
you
some
giving
of
a bunch of different things that could be remembered instead of the one thing?
Well, it's not going to be so much of the one thing. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a list of things because there's not going to be one thing that's going to be remembered because this year has been such a roller coaster ride.
Let me ask you this: Trump's inauguration, the Trump administration. Don't you think that's one thing that could be remembered for 10 years? Could last?
Oh, that's going to be in the history books. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Okay, Frank, what do you think? You're the most experienced New Year's Eve guy we've got.
That's a good way to put it. Well, Charlie Kirk. I mean, it was big. It's huge, and it's going to last. I think 10 years from now, they'll talk about a young man who was kind of like Martin Luther King. I mean, in as far as political, a big figure.
Well, hang on, those are pretty big shoes. You think Martin Luther King?
Well, I mean, back then they didn't have mass media. We had TV and had a couple channels, and he was on every channel. So Charlie Kirk was as well on social media, all over social media, everywhere. So, yeah, that's what I'm comparing it to.
So you're saying if Dr. King had the internet, he would be an influencer?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Had there been internet back then? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sure. No doubt.
Okay. I saw your text message, Big Ron. You know what? I don't know that I added those. You can add them if you like. I
Copy,
believe
just
you
didn't
can
want
do
to touch
that.
anything.
No, I like the way you're thinking there. But yeah, you can add them if you like. So, Corey, what do you think about what's the one single event over 2025 that you think will last 10 years? People will still remember it 10 years from now.
Charlie Kirk is very much one thing. I think Venezuela, that was a big hot topic that people talked about. And I think conflicts abroad, Iran, bombing of Iran was a big thing. I think this has been a crazy year for a lot of things, but what I'm probably going to remember is how the economy is starting to recover. That's one thing that I'm looking at. But Charlie
but you're not
Kirk,
going to remember that for 10 years. Like 10 years, man, I remember when things started turning up. We don't remember those things.
Yeah, you're probably right. But right now, that's one of the hot button issues for me. But I just have to go back to Charlie Kirk, and he will be missed. I think that legends never die. That's why I think they will remember him 10 years from now. Legends never die, and he was a legend in his own right.
Okay. Anybody else have anything other than Charlie Kirk for the year?
I'm going to go with the downfall of the downfall of wokeness.
That's a good one.
Okay.
I
I personally, go ahead, Ron.
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, go ahead.
I think it's an illusion. I don't think it's a downfall. I think it's just a temporary lull. I don't think we're even remotely done with any of this nonsense.
It's come and gone. We had a push of it in the 70s where you heard some of the same things. They changed some of the words, but a lot of it was the same. I think it's an ebb and flow in this country. I don't think it's dead forever. It'll come back when we forgot how bad it was. My opinion. Go ahead, Just Me.
The one thing I know I'll remember, maybe it wasn't the most important thing to me, but one thing I know that'll be remembered over time is that the BLM strip in front of DC is no longer there. And I was there to see it, and then I've seen it also as it's not there. So that's something I'm going to remember for a really long time.
Do you think and I don't mean just like what you personally are going to remember, it's like what will people be talking about? 2025. Oh, wasn't that the year that BLM was removed from the street? I don't think anybody's going to remember that. And they could be, that's the year that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I think overall, no matter what side of the political aisle you're on, either it was Pearl Harbor, either you were flying airplanes or you were in ships that day. But I think the day Donald Trump was inaugurated is going to be a day. I think the Trump administration itself, his election, I think is going to be remembered in 10 years. But hey, check this out. Listen to this this clip. This happened June 20th, 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Justice Roberts to administer the presidential oath of office.
Well, I tell you what, the First Lady was dressed like an assassin.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
So that was kind of a crazy time. Well, hang on. Let's hear this. Yeah, you can't mute a 21 gun salute. Any of my veterans in here? Why is it 21 guns? What's the significance of 21 shots?
You know what? I was wondering that myself. As a vet, I've never known, but I would like to know.
Big Ron?
The 21 gun salute refers to the highest military honor. The 21 gun salute is tradition from the 17th century. Signifies the respect for the head of states, fallen soldiers, and national flags. I don't honestly know from memory. I'm reading that.
You know what? I'm not reading it, and I'm going to go off memory, but I believe it has something to do with the number of guns that could be on either one side of a ship, or how many guns they could have in a fort. So when a friendly came, a dignitary, someone with honor came, you showed that you were on their side by emptying your gun because it took so long to reload. So you get 21 guns when dignitaries would arrive to empty your guns and to prove to the approacher, the dignitary, that they were safe because the guns weren't loaded.
Well, this says that it comes from a 17th century naval custom, which you're pretty much right, Joe. 17th century naval custom where ships fired all their cannons, often 7, with land force responding 3 times each to show they were disarmed and peaceful. It signifies the respect for the heads of state, fallen soldiers, and national flags. 21s became the standard for the honor. So there's where your 21 comes from.
Frank, you would know that the Air Force is too young to have any history. So
you're gonna get into that shit, aren't you?
They didn't teach y'all no history in the Air Force because you didn't have none. Your history, Air Force history, was just like you go in the classroom, it's labeled.
Air Force history started in 1947, asshole, whether you like it or not, all right? And that was a good year, 1947. June, as a matter of fact.
If I remember correctly, the same bill that gave birth to the United States Air Force gave birth to the CIA.
Yeah, that's right. That's a fact. Yep.
Well, your evil twin sometimes kind of out there doing some crazy shit there, Frank.
Well, June of 47, brother. I was born that month and that year, and it was a good year.
So literally, Air Force history for you is like today.
Yes.
When you go to your Air Force history class, you sit down, open your book, it's just blank. Like you write stuff, and it's like you write what happened today, and then you leave.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
we got
pretty
some
much
in there. We got Jeff. He's a Navy veteran. I'm sure he's got something smart ass to say. Go ahead, Navy veteran.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes, I had my hand up as soon as y'all asked. I was just going to tell you that it's a Navy thing that, started the whole 21 gun salute. And I figured it would have y'all change the topic real quick. But yeah, it's the Navy. You're welcome. Love you guys.
No,
Actually, prior to that, it was called the 7 gun salute.
There are actually more than one, depending on the level of dignitary, the level of honor. 21 is the highest. There are lower level salutes.
Yeah, and I think when they bury one of us, what is that? 7? That's a 7 gun salute.
It's 21.
When they bury a veteran?
Listen, it's 21, 7, 3 times.
Okay, gotcha. Right. That's right.
Remember the whole Green Day song, Frank? 21 gun salute.
Well, why would you give the fallen less than the highest honor, Frank? What do you like?
No.
You know what? We don't need 21 on this cat. I looked at his record. The 7's good.
No. What I said was they usually, in any one that I've been to, there's 7 guns, but I wasn't thinking they do it 3 times. Yeah.
It's a 7-man squad with the 3
right.
volleys, 21
right,
shots.
Exactly. Right.
Well, Frank, he didn't have no rank. He gets a single gun out there with a cap gun. Pow! Bury him. Peace out.
Yeah. When they put your ass in the ground, they're going to go, man, are we glad that fucker's gone? They ain't going to do no guns. They're not going to do no guns, Joe.
I'm cool with all that. You don't even have to fold the flag. Just throw it in there. I'm good.
Fucking Frank shows up with a starter gun. I got you, bro.
Go ahead, Nunya. We got some folks in the space that we want to ignore them. Go ahead, Nunya.
Thanks. I was just going to say what you just said, that it's a 3-gun or a 3 volley. for it means just that the dead are cared for. They had that at my granddad's funeral. Joe, actually, I was going to ask you what your YouTube channel is. I was going to try and pull it up, watch it on my TV.
It's at Joe Lanou, just like my ex. And I think if you go to my timeline, I think I got something there that you can go to it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you.
But if you can't find it, let me know. And hey, subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, folks. I'm trying to build that one up over there.
Yeah, if you subscribe, you'll get all of the notifications for Joe.
Yeah, and I almost talk about it so that people can actually go there and watch some of it. But all of our stuff is streamed there as well.
And I just posted the
Make
link for
sure you
Joe's
hit the
YouTube channel in
notification
the
bell.
X and the YouTube spaces if anybody wants a direct link.
And for the YouTubers, make sure to hit the notification bell.
All right, guys, give me y'all carry on a conversation here. I'm going to pull up some more content.
For those of you that are looking for Joe's channel, it's posted in the X chat. Go ahead and click on that. And like was just said, make sure you click on the like button, share it out to all your friends, leave a comment because it helps with the algorithm.
All right, so yeah, Justin, I tried to bring Robert up, back up, and whatnot. I can't do it. He's hung up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he has questions that you want to ask. But yeah, it's interesting to see.
Yeah, let him ask.
I'm surprised there weren't more people that knew about the 21 gun salute.
I'll send him a mic, Corey, but he's got to understand he cannot keep coming off mic talking.
I understand.
Look, it's New Year's Eve. Everybody drink up and relax. It's going to be all right. Let Robert up. He gets out of line. We'll just let him know he's out of line. He'll step back down, just like we were in a bar. We won't have to slap him. He'll sit down when we tell him to.
All right, Robert, I sent you a mic.
Yeah, I'm surprised there weren't more people that knew about the 21 gun salute.
Well,
no.
I think I learned about it preparing for promotion boards and Audie Murphy board. I think that's where I picked that up at. The hand salute came from the infantry soldiers. You show that your right hand was empty when you're approaching someone to show that you're not a foe.
Yep.
All right, guys. Actually, almost just shy of 1 year ago, in the beginning of 2025, it started out with a bang, did it not? We had the terrorist attack in New Orleans and that crazy shit that happened in Las Vegas. Let's listen to refresh our memories with a clip from that.
That was in
Tonight, one of
2025.
America's most vibrant streets is shut down. Instead of festivities, police vehicles and crime tape mark Bourbon Street in New Orleans, where a driver, believed to be 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, rammed a pickup truck into a New Year's Day crowd just after 3 a.m. Dozens are injured, and among the dead, 27-year-old Nicole Perez. Her friend tells ABC News Nicole leaves behind a 4-year-old son. Federal officials say Din Jabbar is a U.S.-born citizen from Texas and an Army veteran who worked at the accounting and consulting firm Deloitte.
The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill.
The driver drove 3 blocks before crashing, then got out and fired at police with an assault rifle, according to officials. They add 2 officers were hurt before police shot and killed the suspect. Witnesses described the scene as gruesome.
What we saw was insanity. I mean, something out of a movie. The graphic nature of it, and it was unbelievable.
Investigators say they found an ISIS flag, weapons, and improvised explosive devices inside the truck. They're now working to determine whether he had any affiliations with terrorist organizations.
We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
Officials also questioned about whether barricades were up along Bourbon Street. Tonight's Sugar Bowl game between Notre Dame and Georgia will now be played tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern.
All right, so that's how we started our year. Everyone woke up to this horrible news out of New Orleans. But Frank, what were you saying? You didn't know that happened this year? That was actually just hours into 2025.
Yeah, I vaguely, actually, I just vaguely remember that, Joe. I totally forgot about that. That was a heck of a way to start the new year. Hopefully this year is going to be better. I hope that none of that happens.
Yeah, you know what? You never know. You never know when that kind of stuff is going to happen. You just got to be nimble, I guess. But interesting enough, you heard that was the president at the time was Joe Biden. It was just prior to Trump taking office. How he stumbled, unsure, blah 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 blah. I'm thankful that we don't have him in the office anymore. And I think you saw that with the FBI response and the general response to that attack in particular. I thought was could have been done better. And I'm not going down the DEI road with that. I'm just saying, in general, I don't think that the Biden administration had very good control over the government. I think they were doing haphazard, incompetent shit in every branch of it. And I think it just showed again there that New Year's Eve.
Yeah, what's here? He was born here, and what they say, an Army veteran.
Yeah, he was an Army veteran, lived in Texas, and was a financial advisor.
Yeah, that just you never know who can be who's weak-minded or where their mind is to where they turn on their country, and boy, that's a tough one.
No, without a doubt. Go ahead, Nunya, then I'll come to you, Robert.
Hey, I was just going to say I found the YouTube channel and I did subscribe to you. Thanks.
You're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, thanks for letting me back in. I mean, I don't mean to be rude. It's not always clear if like you want us to always raise our hands, or even if not, I try not to like interrupt and stuff. But I was, if I poured something out, I guess you thought I was like being disruptive or whatever. But I didn't mean to. But thanks for letting me back in. And then the other thing I was going to say was, you're asking like what the year will be remembered for, and like in my opinion, it was the first year of the year of AI. Basically that everybody started using AI for different stuff. So,
it could be like the beginning of the Terminator movie, like it was 2025 when everyone started using AI. At first, it was just cartoons and funny things. Then we started looking up research. Then before you know it, AI was running the world. They were destroying us. That's exactly the way it would go. It's pretty good, right? I should have wrote that down. Go ahead, Hudat. By the way, Robert, you got to keep up with the subject. We're going to keep changing as we go through the night. You can't step up and take the mic every 3 subjects away. We're talking about the terrorist attack on New Year's Day, 2025 right now. Go ahead, Hudat.
I just wanted to say that for me, personally, that terrorist attack hit hard because I was born and raised there in that city. I was just there within a couple of days of those attacks happening. And so that was very, very harsh for me personally. And also because I have many, many friends and family still living in the city. They could have been there for those celebrations. So for me, it hit in a whole other way compared to most people.
Yeah, I guess the term goes close to home. But there was a guy, a soldier that drove from Colorado Springs to I think a Trump building, if I'm not mistaken, in a Tesla, and shot himself, had a bunch of fireworks in the back. That was another weird situation that turned out to be just a couple of crazy dudes out there doing crazy shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right. I tell you what, we're going to take an in-studio break here for probably about 10 minutes. You guys in the space kind of have free reign, and I'll come back with another couple of video clips, and we'll keep moving. But I'm going to freshen my drink, go to the bathroom. I might even do something with this dog that's staring at me like I owe him money. and I'll be back here, and we'll be back here at the top of the hour.
Big dog some money then. All right. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Or they want as far as 2025?
I'm fixing to get me another Modelo Negro and his tall boys too. I tell you what.
You know, sometimes with your accent,
I
don't know
actually
if it's
think what
Texas or New
Robert
Jersey.
said about AI, I think that's probably a really important one too. This is the first year where we really had to deal with AI. I mean, I know he was like way off, like he was 3 subjects back, but that was a really good point.
Thanks for the shout out or whatever.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, I was just gonna say, who dat? I watched all that stuff happen, and it was what was it? Y'all lost 15 people in that incident, correct?
Something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but roughly.
It's just
What do
odd
you-
how that disappeared, that nobody's talking about it. And I'm praying that nothing goes wrong tonight and everybody remains safe. And I chose to stay home with my family like all of you.
What
Well,
incident?
actually,
What incident are you talking about?
the terrorist attacks in New Orleans. This year they do have the National Guard there. When we were there, right after Christmas, we went into the city and we were walking down Bourbon Street, and they did have all of the barriers up from what we saw. So, for whatever that's worth.
In the year, well, sorry, I'll put my hand up.
Robert, go ahead.
You know, you're talking about things the year will be remembered for. Like, well, somebody mentioned it as like a horrible thing, but the first, the first socialist elected the mayor of New York. I know all you guys think that's like that was like the big tragedy of the year, but the first Muslim or the first socialist elected mayor of New York.
You're right. That will also be remembered. Unfortunately, in my group, in this group, we don't think it's going to be a good experiment. But
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't think anything much is going to change, but we'll see, right?
right. What's up, Jason?
Wondering what the hell I'm watching.
I don't know. I was showing an icon of Jason with his hand up.
I'm thinking that's like Dubai
Now it's
or
gone.
something with what we're looking at, Jason.
He's in both spaces on different accounts, and he just dipped out of this one.
Yeah, I was hearing double. I was trying to figure out where the hell you guys were at.
I see him in the room. I go call Roscoe P. Jenkins.
I'm thinking somewhere in the Middle East. I'm not 100% sure.
No, that looks like the Chrysler building in the background.
He said stuff that made it reminded me of
Yeah,
that
it could be New York. I mean,
Roscoe Jenkins.
or it could be Mogadishu, which is Minnesota and
Hey,
Mogadishu.
Ronan, who's going to be the drunkest misfit tonight? Who's going to be the one?
I don't know. I mean, I'm waiting for somebody to join me. Shit.
Ronan.
Broken foot.
Ronan, I'm not one for drinking. I'm high as fuck, but I'm not one for drinking. I got you on the high part though.
Started with an edible like 2:30, and I've been carrying on since.
Here's one for the year. Trump rescheduled marijuana. Well, I don't know if it's going to change much, but the first major policy change in like 60 years for weed.
Well, look, I tell you, I think the whole weed, marijuana thing, whatever you want to call it, I think, prohibition worked out real well for booze. And I think weed was always going to go the same way. So Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, you're right, Ron. That does sound Middle Eastern.
For the record, Ronan, I have joined you. I am drinking, so you know.
Me too.
Am I the only one not ready to give their dog a Prozac because of the damn fireworks going off by your house?
I am with you on that. No, mine has been going crazy ever since they started shooting fireworks in my neighborhood. It's been nonstop, and this poor dog is about to jump out of his skin.
I know my daughter actually got a thunder vest for her dog because her dog had anxiety issues or something. Anyway, yeah, down here in Florida, the minute that the sun wasn't really visible anymore, they've been letting them off ever since. And at first, they were letting off gunfires too, so that was weird.
Well,
hey, just me. Hey, tell Andy we said hello and Happy New Year.
Of course.
Please.
Of course I will.
Well, the idiots in my neighborhood have professional grade. I mean, it's like sonic boom, rattle your window kind of shit. And my poor dog is trying to crawl under anything he can get his. He can't do it though. The poor guy's too stupid. Sorry, whoever I cut off, didn't mean to.
Who told him for fireworks on the phone? Who told him? What y'all shouting for? Let me go sit down somewhere, doggy. Oh, yeah. Let's
just
pop off fireworks.
Like 3 days ago.
No, I
Say
didn't.
that again, Ronan.
No, I didn't go for it.
Well, he said it's cold. I could have started. I don't know.
How cold is it? How cold is it in Chicago there?
15 degrees. I gotta get off. My wife wants to spend time with me. Joe, if you want to bring up another co-host, I gotta go.
Corey.
Happy New Year to you all.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Corey. It
Happy
sucks
New
you
Year,
gotta
Corey.
leave, man.
Happy New Year, Corey. Blessings to your
And-
family.
And no, y'all
Happy
say
New Year,
Happy New Year to
Corey.
my family. Y'all say Happy New Year to
Happy New Year, Corey family.
Happy New Year, family.
Happy New Year.
And Corey, we're
Year.
gonna see you in a month.
All right, Joe.
It's Jason.
All right, Corey.
Love you. Thank you, Toby.
Yeah, so until Joe gets back to the computer, I mean, I am going, but if somebody else wants to, like, help lead the conversation, that'd be good.
Not me, man. I'll get the whole thing devolved.
Ronan, I already told you I'm already a gummy and a half into it and enjoying life. I don't know. All right, so what else is
I
something
got
that-
something. Ronan, is that you in your picture, or what is the deal with your picture?
That actually, it's an AI picture, but it looks literally like me. It's not like the picture didn't deform how I look. That is how I look.
Like a Russian soldier or some shit?
Man.
I actually thought that you looked very regal in that photo, but does it like take away? I want to know for my own personal. Can I take a picture and like change my hair color, like, and it not look fake?
I don't know, but I mean, like, look, look, the picture, man, I can't tell you how many times I redid this thing till it looked literally like me because, you know, AI be screwing shit up. Fun fact, too, if I take a picture, that's how I smile. Literally. That's what I look like.
Who was that asking about the hair color?
Yeah, I redid that thing so many times before it finally, like, got it right. Also, too, that picture, I chose that picture when I finally fixed it. Because, well, I've been defiant since I slid out the womb of a whore.
What?
No, quite literally. Quite literally, he's his mom was not the best person in the world, so I've taken on the duty of being his surrogate. But Ronan, if you want to tell him, you can.
You know, it's New Year's Eve. I'm fine. Fucking, you know, that's fine.
Hey, it sucks that we lost Corey though, because he's in Chicago and I'm sitting here in Louisville. We've already got one down. Like, there's going to be a lot of shootings and whatnot tonight. It's unfortunate, but that's what people choose to keep. They keep voting for this shit, man. Like, I don't understand it.
Hey, Jeff, this is supposed to be a party. Stop it.
Well, I'm saying, like, everybody's talking about firearms.
Yeah, but that's Ronan tried to steer away from that.
If I hear one political epitaph, I'm going to mute you.
I need ninjas kidnapped.
Is that the theme? Just no politics, or something?
It's supposed to be a party.
Lady, we're out with the old and in with the new.
Yes, can you hear me? Just me, can you hear me?
Joe is having us go over some old clips, and then he's asking us questions about it. So if there is political commentary, it's coming from that. But he's not here, so when it caps away,
Just me, can you hear me?
It's true. Like, we just had gunshots, and y'all were talking about fireworks. That's all.
In Louisville, you're talking about Louisville, Jeff?
that's crazy because they're setting like the fireworks off and like they're doing all loud guns and stuff. It's crazy. Hey, Big Ron, what's up?
Good evening.
What's going on, Rob? Long time.
All right. Well, let's talk about it. What's everybody got in their glasses tonight? I've got a nice glass of Jefferson Ocean. I'm smoking a really nice cigar tonight. So, what's everybody else got going on for their New Year's Eve?
I'm about to go grab another Modelo, and I got some Marlboros.
Well, not too bad. I'm not a big fan of the, but I definitely like my bourbon.
I'm having a glass of Moscato and chilling.
I remember when I was in high school.
I am having a pink senorita.
Oh, great. Well, I'm glad everybody came in tonight and is willing to hang out with us for New Year's Eve. Looks like we've got about another hour before the ball drops. So hope everybody's enjoying their time tonight. We'll get some more videos going up here in a minute as soon as Joe gets back in here.
I have a bottle of water and a needle full of heroin and an 8-ball of cocaine.
Something up, projecting something off on the
that is awesome.
the Washington Monument.
You've got an 8-ball of cocaine in water.
All right, folks, I'm back. Do you have any conversations you want to clean up before we get to the next event of 2025? By the way, it is about 2 minutes till 11 on the East Coast, 2 minutes till 10 in Central Time. So we're about an hour away from the new year for you East Coasters. And we'll pull that up live when it gets close to time.
So I needed to let you know that Corey said to replace him as co, he's got to step away. I let him know that I'm also going.
All right, let me remove him here. We'll get that done. Okay. 2025 brought us Doge and Elon Musk and the shutdown of USAID. Let's refresh our memories on that.
To listen to what Democrats had to say about the administration shutting down USAID. Watch this.
This is a corrupt abuse of power that is going on.
This illegal, unconstitutional interference with congressional power is threatening lives all over the world.
This is a constitutional crisis that we are in today. Let's call it what it is.
We talked about About Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like.
Elon Musk responded on X saying the corrupt politicians protesting outside the USAID building are the ones getting money from USAID. That's why they're there. They want your stolen tax dollars. Come on in, Ben Domenech. Why are Democrats keen on saving this agency?
Well, Stuart, the thing that is the problem with USAID, and this has been true for decades now, is that they don't like the United States part of USAID. This is a point that Marco Rubio made eloquently just yesterday. And this is something that has always been a very frustrating aspect of the way that they behave. They throw money in all these different directions overseas toward projects that would never get approved if they actually had to go through a traditional congressional review process. And the idea that we are in a constitutional crisis over something like this is absolutely laughable. USAID was created, obviously, by an executive order by President Kennedy back in the day. This is something that should absolutely be folded into and part of the tools used underneath the Department of State. And that's why I think that what is happening right now is a healthy dynamic, saying these are things that should not be just the ways for bureaucrats to spend money willy-nilly in accordance with woke or DEI political agendas. It should be something that is actually decided and determined by people who've been approved by the Congress to lead the cabinet of the executive branch. And that's something that I hope we get to eventually.
Musk is surely making waves, isn't he? Ben Domenech, thanks for joining us this morning. Great day. Thank you, sir.
Good to be with you.
I want you to listen to what Democrats.
Difference a year makes. The White House is celebrating the year.
Nope, not a difference there yet. We don't want to go that far. We got Frank. Is Frank back in? There we go. All right, so we had the Doge. What do you guys think about the Doge thing and shutting down USAID? And I think it also led to dismantling and gutting the Department of Education as well.
I think it was a great idea. I think it was one of the best ideas they've come up with so far. My tax dollars should be going to the U.S. I don't care about the AID portion of it. And I think we've seen where they found that a lot of that stuff was just basically large money laundering schemes. And I'm sure we're going to find more about that in 2026 that comes out, that there's even more that was being laundered. I think a lot of the stuff we're seeing in Minnesota, Washington, California, New York with the daycares is going to come out of that also. It's kind of funny you say that because my dad has a friend. I guess he was an independent contractor and he got doged. And when he found out that my dad was a conservative and they were having a discussion, he just abruptly quit talking to him. But with as bad as this country's in debt, with as much money as we're wasting every year, the national deficit keeps going up. And to find out that we've got an organization that's spending hundreds of millions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars every year in other countries for things like gay crayon, color picking and things like that needs to get fixed. We can't be spending our money on stuff like that. The other countries in those areas need to be spending that, not us. We need to be concentrating on our own country.
I agree with that. Bruce Wayne, you were quiet. What do you think about this one?
I think that the Doge cuts was a great idea. I think it's a great start. I don't think it's gone nearly far enough. I'm hoping to see more of that in 2026. And hopefully we see a lot more cuts, a lot more fraud uncovered.
And I think this Doge department is still there. I think they still work behind the scenes, not just cameras in their face so much these days. But Jason, any thoughts on this?
I absolutely loved it because I had firsthand experience with a group that's part of that, Moms Demand Action, that answered a lot of questions to me on some experiences I had with that organization and what happened with the SHIELD Act and the retraction of a letter. It all made sense after Doge came out and kind of explained who they were. So I absolutely love it. Anything that tells truth and anything that uncovers facts, I'm all for it.
Frank?
Yeah, I agree with everybody. It was a great thing, good thing. Money, yes, it was just a piggy bank for all these people. It's a good thing, and I hope to see more.
Yeah, I looked at USAID as just a black hole our tax dollars got dumped into. We didn't have a right to know what was going on, and just they kept pouring money into it. So I'm happy to see it shut down. Let's see what we've got in the space. We've got Robert. Robert, go ahead.
I mean, as far as Doge, I get that I'm on a different wavelength than you guys in general, but the talking point was despite Doge, government spending actually went up. It was just on different things than condoms to Africa, which was $5 million, but they cut stuff like that. But supposedly overall spending actually went up, even with Doge was what I read. So, food for thought.
Overall spending at USAID went up?
No, just the talking point that I read on the media.
Yeah. Spending will go up because that's kind of driven by Congress. I think Doge hasn't done near what it could do. I think that should be applied throughout government. I like what they're doing now. Now they found these crazy fraudulent daycares in Minnesota. You see the federal government now going back to each one of the states and asking for audits. I think when you find some dirty hands in the till, you should count all the tills, not just some.
It's funny you say that because in my state, they did that and found some of the biggest cities here were wasting property tax and taxpayers' monies by the hundreds of millions of dollars. So I think it started a trend.
I'm happy to see it. I'm kind of like Jason. Let's see where it's all at. What do you got to say about it, Ronan?
I think it's a cool idea. I think it definitely needs to be done. And of course, you're going to spend more money trying to bring in a team to sort out all the nonsense. But, with a great many politicians not getting behind it, it ain't got no teeth really. And, those same politicians, they probably going to campaign on re-elections, talking about how they want to save you money and this and that, and they're your friend and they're here for you. But they voted against things that would keep money in your pocket and food in your kid's mouth. So, I mean, hey, it's where we are right now.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know where to take that, actually. I'm not sure where to go with that. Let's go back to a year ago. We had border crossings up super high. Now they're at 0. But let's see the distinct difference in 2025 from 2024 when it comes to our immigration and southern border.
Difference a year makes. The White House is celebrating the year's end with historic success securing the border, posting this video of the shocking transformation of what it looked like under President Biden compared to what it looks like now. U.S. Border Patrol Chief Mike Banks posted that video. He joins us now. And Chief, when I saw you posted that video, I immediately reached out to you, said, we got to talk about this because that littered trash all along the banks of the river is from Brownsville, Texas. I know it because I lived it. I was there. And to see now no one coming across, the numbers down nearly 100%. I wanted to bring you on to reflect back on the year. And I think, of all of the things the American people voted for, it was President Trump's mandate to secure the border. You have done it in an unprecedented way. How were you able to achieve it?
And, Griff, thanks for having me on it. And it's pretty simple, right? We have a president that supports us, a secretary and Secretary Noem that says, Chief, what do you need? What does the U.S. Border Patrol need? And then they get out of our way and let us do the job. It wouldn't be possible without the support of them. But ultimately, it's letting Border Patrol agents get out there and do what Border Patrol agents know how to do. And so we're actually enforcing the law. We're prosecuting and deporting those that come in illegally, shutting off that pull factor that encouraged people to come here. But like you said, that area was Brownsville, Texas, and the area was so littered with trash that there was literally 4 to 6 feet of just trash from illegal immigrant after illegal immigrant crossing the border and then dumping the trash as they made their way north to be processed and released. And so once you take away the pull factor, which is, that if you cross the border illegally, there'll be no punishment. You'll be released into the country and provided some type of stipend at the cost of American taxpayers. Once you realize that's not going to happen, your probability of apprehension is great. Your probability of prosecution is even greater, and your probability of deportation is almost 100% certain. it really shut down that flow. So we just simply started providing a consequence for that illegal activity. And then we were able to get our agents back on the border, actually conducting enforcement where we didn't have every one of them inside processing and leaving that border wide open.
Yeah, and you know, Chief, we've been showing it to our viewers here, a lot of the thousands, 3,000, 4,000 a day that would come across an Eagle Pass. There was, for me, one moment I filmed a guy coming across illegally wearing a specific T-shirt that really, I think, now tells the story. You see him here on your screen. He's wearing a Biden-Harris T-shirt. I asked him as he crossed illegally and into the country whether or not he thought the Biden-Harris administration was trying to tell him to come, to help him to come. And he said, honestly, yes. And it's no fault of him. I'm not making fun of this individual. It was just that the previous administration seemed to welcome this. And it seems that the message now.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That photograph they're seeing there, people in underdeveloped countries will send over just like these clothes you donate and stuff. There are people that they'll just send that over there. So the guys, they don't know what they're wearing a T-shirt. They don't know the significance of it. I don't think.
Well, you got those countries that have all the T-shirts from the Super Bowl winners that didn't win.
Right. That's what I'm saying. These are like, I think they wear them, but they don't understand the room. I don't think this was a Biden-Harris advocate coming across the border there on crutches. I don't think so. But what do you guys think about that? Our previous president said that he needed more power from Congress to stop this onslaught of immigration at our southern border, and Trump has got it down to zero. Zero people have been turned into the released into the interior of the United States this last year.
Well, I think the last thing I read that showed that over 1 million, or maybe it was 2 million immigrants have self-deported. Me personally, I want enough people to be deported that pressing 1 for English is never an option again. If you've come into this country illegally, just like any other country, and Joe, you know what I'm talking about, and so does Frank, and any country you and I have been to, unless they have a status of forces agreement, you have to have a passport and permission to enter that country. Why America has to be different because of feelings, I don't know, but we need to lock our borders down. I think that's going to help with the housing crisis, the housing market, with jobs and wages, availability of any kind of items that there is, because we don't have a strain on our economy like we do now with all these people that are in here. I mean, if you look at some of these states, I think California is probably one of the best ones. They always talk about how they've got the biggest GDP of all the states, and they're bigger than most of the countries out there. But if you look at their deficit, they're massively in the hole because of the illegal immigration they have and all the people they're supporting. So I'm 100% for locking the borders down. After World War II, we had the same problem. A bunch of people influxed into the U.S., and we actually had to shut the borders down to allow assimilation. And I think that's another big issue, is we don't have assimilation. They're coming in and they're waving their flags with their values, and they're not taking on American values. And if we continue to allow that to happen, America is not going to exist anymore.
You know what? I don't disagree with you. I think we're in a good place with it. I think it was comical that the previous administration acted as if they were just having to deal with a crisis on our southern border literally in days. That we have the tools. We have the ability to lock it down. Let's go into the space. Just me. Go ahead.
So I'm just going to point out that they were wearing the Biden-Harris or the Harris whatever Walls shirts. Were they predicting a loss, or did they already knew that they had lost and sent them early?
That was Biden-Harris 2020. So they already won that. Biden-Harris won 2020.
Oh, okay.
They're just like shirts after the campaign, you got no use for them. They'll donate them. And I'm telling you, they go to all these third world countries. You'll see people in Africa, wearing all kinds of goofy shirts. They don't understand what it means, and it doesn't have a significance to them. Like you and I would read it and see it. Go ahead, Ronan.
I won't have to add a whole lot because Ron was pretty much on the money, but I would just add this, in conjunction with trying to let Americans get a leg up in housing and employment and so on and forth, You need the L7 visas, the H1B visas, all that, the lottery systems, all that shit. Shut it all down. Every single source, and let Americans get in there. Because I tell you what, I'm tired of hearing this. Oh, America, that they do the jobs Americans won't do. Who's going to clean your toilets? Who's going to cut your lawn? Well, I'm a crippled ass motherfucker, and I go outside and I cut my own goddamn lawn. I trim my own damn bushes. I do my own damn yard work. Ain't got no Jesus. So, don't tell me that Americans won't do these jobs, because I've shoveled shit for $7.50 an hour, and I know a motherfucker will too.
And I think it's sad. I'm sorry. I forgot. I was just going to add to Ronan's point. I think it's sad that people don't take the privilege and the pride in doing their own yard work anymore.
I don't know where you guys are going with that. If you want to pay somebody to cut your grass, I don't give a shit. That's your business, not mine. Y'all go do your own yard. You like it so much. I don't enjoy yard work. So if I pay somebody to cut my yard, I don't care. I can't grow shit. I kill stuff.
Cutting grass can be dangerous.
Running into trees, I hear, Jason, can be dangerous. We experienced that in 2025, didn't we?
We did, and it's a dangerous hobby.
We concluded our night court series in 2025. We stopped doing spaces there, probably mid to late spring. But who can tell me from that time period if they can remember what space this is from?
Please bitch at me at Russian. It gets me horny.
Any guesses?
I remember the space. His old lady was egging him on. I just don't remember which grand jury or whatever it was.
It wasn't a grand jury. It was a night court space. And this was the guy who was
court.
supposed to be a paramilitary Russian soldier that fought in Ukraine. And come to find out that it was all bullshit. That none of that was true when we busted him in the space. But this point is when Sklates, I believe it was, he was making fun of his girlfriend. His girlfriend was Russian. We could hear her talking in the background. In fact, let's see if this is her.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's her. Man, they've got some fireworks going off near my house. It's kind of impressive, the sound. But yes, this was the lady who was coaching him in the background. Once we pulled her out and said, yeah, she may know something about the military, but this dude we're talking to didn't. This is what she said.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
But Frank, you were asking about that earlier? No?
What was that, Joe?
You were asking about the space where this soundbite came from. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I was asking about it. I don't think I was in that space.
Oh, no, that was before you learned what spaces were. I believe, Frank, that was a while back. But interesting enough.
Yeah.
But, since we stopped the grand jury, not the grand jury, since we stopped doing the night court spaces, we picked up and went pretty hard and heavy on the grand jury. This year was the first time that we came up with a new format where we take 5 volunteers each week, 5 fresh people. We seat them on the grand jury, and we do 5 to 6 cases each week and ask them to decide whether the use of force was reasonable or not. I've gone back and I pulled 10 videos that I couldn't figure out a way to put them like a top number 1 to number 10, top 10, if you will. Couldn't figure out a way to necessarily classify them. So I picked those that were unusual, and then I've got an unusual decision. But if you guys are in the space, I'll give you a second or two to flip over to the live stream. We're going to play some of these videos. But this goes back from, this is episode 20 of this last year. Case number 3 is going to be the first one we're going to get into. And I believe this one is somebody getting shot in the back. Our jurors had some issues with the way this one actually went down.
This video contains graphic descriptions, language, and footage that may be disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. On Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, at approximately 1:23 p.m., Pueblo police contacted an alleged shoplifter at Famous Footwear at 5765 North Elizabeth Street. The male suspect ran from the scene and was pursued by Pueblo police officers on foot and via vehicle behind area businesses. The suspect brandished a handgun and ignored repeated commands to drop his weapon. After failing to comply with commands and running toward an occupied vehicle and building, the suspect was struck by the Pueblo police vehicle.
You want to get tased? Drop the gun! Drop the gun now! Drop it! Drop your gun! Tom, he's got a gun. He pulled the gun out on me. Drop the gun! Headed south across the grass. Careful, guys. He's got that gun in his hand. Drop your gun! We're headed up Wheels Calm towards CDA office. Still got a gun in his hand. Drop your gun now! Drop it! Drop it! He's walking now, Calm, but we have no cover out here. Go.
If you're just listening, we're seeing a silent surveillance video of a building that's nearby. Back to body-worn camera.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Dice is in the truck, following him. Northbound towards CDOT office. CSP office. Drop it! Still headed north towards Wills. In the field across from CSP. Careful, guys. No, we got him. He's walking, but he won't stop. Call CSP. Tell them to get their people out of their parking lot.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Drop it! Drop it! Don't let him get over there. Davis, you're taking my son away. Drop it! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Drop it! Drop it! I'm gonna bust him. He turns. Drop it! Drop the gun! Closer, closer, closer. Watch the backdrop. Get out of the way! Get out of the way! You want me to hit him? He's going to that car! I'm gonna hit him.
Rescue efforts were attempted. However, the suspect was pronounced deceased at the scene.
Yeah, he was a DRT, I believe, on that one. Jason, do you remember that one?
I do, and I think I have the same reaction. I'm smiling again. I think the first time I saw it, I smiled.
You know
I
what?
remember that one.
Yeah, it's actually pretty awesome way to take them down. Now, you, Jason, you do the grand jury with us. You're our expert witness each week. So, and a lot of times you're just sitting back and watching and listening to the jury. Is there one thing that stands out when you do that, or something that surprised you since you've started doing it that you've learned from the grand jury?
Yes, it's a mindset that I think every new jury that comes on, it's this this conception of certain things in their mind that cops should do without an understanding of what cops actually do. The biggest thing, you know, we've had excuses from why didn't they use sleeping gas to taser to they should have. It's all this. I would have. a lot of assumptions go into it without a whole lot of thoughts behind it. And I believe like a lot of the arguments you see on social media is because of those mindsets where they don't know enough to talk about it, but they still talk about it and think they're right. And that's the one thing I loved about the original show was watching the people that we created an echo chamber going, all right, they're all talking like you and I, Joe. We need new faces in here. So every week you get a new group in there, and it's educational for them. And that's my favorite thing that I've noticed. But I do expect those comments every week with a new group.
You know, I agree. You almost see them kind of develop between cases. By the time they get to the third case, I think they usually start to refine the way they look at these things. And in my notes, I apologize. In fact, my notes may be messed up. I'm going to look at them. I may have gotten cross on these. So I said that was a back shot guy, but it's not it. This next case we're going to look at, this was this is an example of 21-foot rule from a naked man with a knife. And I'll tell you that our jury struggled with this one. They no-billed it, but they struggled with it. It was interesting deliberations. Check this one out.
Hey buddy, how are you? I tell you what, you gotta drop the knife if I want to talk to you, okay? Can you drop the knife for me? What's your name? Hey, stay back. Stay back. That's correct. Come on out of here. Stay back. I'm not shooting you. Drop the knife for me. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Chambers, shot fire, shot fire. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Drop the knife.
Hey, I got none. I got none. Alright.
Frank, come on out here. Stay back. We're gonna trust you, Frank. I'm not shooting you. Drop the knife for me. Drop the knife. You do it for black people all the time. Drop the knife. Do you not? Do you not? Do you not? Do you not? Shot fire. Shot fire. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Stop. You gotta be dying within the desk. Chambers, start me EMS now. EMS now.
So do you remember that one, Jason?
Oh yeah, very well. That was a long deliberation.
Yeah, folks had some issues with that, but did you have issue with that?
No, none whatsoever.
Let's go to the space. We got shrinking numbers in the space. We must be boring. Let's go to the space. Just me. You got anybody in there that want to make a comment about that video?
We do. We have Robert with his hand up.
All right, Robert. We're not going to go down a long fucking road with this, but go ahead.
I know. Well, we were just talking about this the other day, and I haven't really participated in this thing before the night court up until tonight. But I know you think me. I'm gonna have the snowflake response. Why couldn't they do this and that? But the last video we just watched. As I've said, I try to view each situation on its merits. And if somebody, it looked like the guy was charging him with a knife and not responding to him. So like, would any reasonable person think that that was not justified or whatever?
The jury ultimately decided that it was. But it took them a while to get there. Here's what they look at, and we called it lawful but awful. And we see this. Jason and I talk about this all the time. And this is a situation. This guy's clearly out of his mind. He's naked, standing out in Massachusetts with a knife in his hand. But when he chases the officer, like, well, you could have done something different. You could have. It got down to you could have done something different. I think you do that about the burner, right? You could have done something different. But what you don't realize is go back and watch that video again and put a time to how long it took from he started running until he was on top of the officer. Now, the first officer he's running at, the officer is running away from him, and the officer falls down. If that other officer, if it hadn't been two officers there with deadly force, that officer would have been stabbed. And it happened so quick. That whole engagement from the time he starts to run to he's counting angels is less than 10 seconds.
Fair enough. I mean, I would just respond quickly that my thing of could they have done something different is in depending on the situation. If they could, what I was trying to say was if the situation allows them to use less than lethal force, you would think they would try to do that if that was an option, if that makes sense. If the guy is actually coming at him, it's different.
They did deploy tasers on that one, actually. Just it was ineffective. All right. If we have no more comments on any more comments about that video,
I had a question.
Go for it.
Sure. I wanted to know, does anybody know what the percentage is of non-lethal working versus the times that it doesn't work? And is it more effective at certain times?
I don't know that you can answer that, to be quite honest with you. I think it's there's so many variables that go into whether it's effective, whether it's properly used, environment that it's used in. I think there's so many circumstances that I don't think there is such a number that exists. Would you think, Jason?
I've seen it work. I've seen it fail on multiple levels. Everybody here knows my feelings on a taser. Drive stun, I've had more success than probes. I have had more success with pepper balls than I have with pepper spray. It just varies. And sometimes that's why every call you go to, you have less lethal and you have lethal as backup. You'll never see officers just go with a taser. If there's a taser in front, there's probably 12 guns behind that taser.
No, and Robert brings up a point I hear a lot of people say. It's like, well, they should have just tried the taser first. You don't have the luxury of time. If the taser fails, that's your first move. It's like chess. The opponent gets a move, and you're wasting a move on something that you're not sure is going to work. So my point is, if I'm being presented with lethal force, I'm gonna present lethal force back. And a knife is a lethal weapon. So I didn't struggle with this one as much as the jury did. And it sounds like, well, actually, Robert didn't struggle with it. Well, he did. He said, well, they could have used a taser. You guys with your tasers. When they do work, they're great, but their numbers aren't. Jason, do you know what effective is there a number or percentage out there in effectiveness of the taser? I know, like with pepper spray, like 30% of the population or some shit that's immune to it. I've heard those numbers before.
I don't. I can just tell you my personal experience. I would give tasers a 30-70 range. 30% it works.
You know what? I would agree with that. I'd say 3 out of 10.
I would think you keep mentioning, I mean, not to nitpick, but you keep mentioning tasers. I would think like a burner thing would be like the first line of defense or whatever. I don't know.
Well, actually, you're talking about the pepper ball gun, right?
Yeah, basically.
And that is effective, and it's more. And I'll be honest with you, it's more effective than a taser, unless the guy's got a gun in his hand or unless the guy's got a knife in his hand, because it's not going to stop him. We have a video later, actually, of that. You'll see the burner gun being used on. It's actually another naked man. We had trend this year. A lot of naked men on grand jury. It was requested by Big Ron and Jason. I'm just trying to keep the staff happy, but
No.
we're a lot this year.
No, and it's not naked. It's naked. There's an A in there. N-A-K.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting me on my naked man.
You're welcome.
It's got to be an Army thing, the naked guys.
No, you know, it's clearly Marines. Corey's not here, but that's a Marine thing. I've never heard some more naked in the shower reindeer games from the Marines I've talked to on X. We didn't do that in the Army. That wasn't a thing.
But really, I mean, the guy's out of his mind. But to be actually standing up there naked like that, what was he, on acid or some shit?
I don't know, man. You know, some people they'll go through psychosis. It could be a mental illness. You know, it could be one of those situations where nobody wants to kill him, but damn, you don't leave me much choice when you poke him in with a knife. I gotta do something, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna switch gears. We'll come back to some more cases. We got a few more of those to get through before we get to midnight on the West Coast. I mean, the East Coast. Actually, that's coming up here pretty quick, right? Are we looking at
24 minutes and counting, sir.
24 minutes?
24 minutes.
You know what? We have time for this. Okay. I don't know who's got an open mic. Oh, guess who? It's Robert. Weird. Close your mic, Robert. It's coming in. The feedback's looping back through on the entire broadcast. All right. This one's for Frank. Now, Frank, you've got a patch. Of course, it's Stolen Valor. We'll talk about it after a few more drinks. But you've got a patch on your avatar, the 509th Bombardment Wing. This is the same bomber group that dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Am I right?
Correct, smartass.
Oh yeah, I'm the smartass here. I'm the asshole. I'm gonna show you how much of an asshole I really am, Frank. That's also the same bombardment wing that dropped the bomb in Iran here recently, right? We saw this in 2025. The bunker, first time a bunker buster's ever been used, and they dropped it in Iran. For people at my age group, I think it's wonderful. I love dropping ordnance on Iran. We should have been doing it for years, but we finally got to see that this year.
Yes.
This breaks down how the 509th did it.
Yes, the mighty 509.
Then came stealth bombers, bunker buster bombs, and tomahawks launched by a submarine.
The U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime.
Throughout the mission, we retained the element of surprise.
Here's how the mission unfolded and how the Pentagon's deliberate misdirection helped keep the attack under wraps. Early Saturday morning, 2 B-2 bombers left their base in Missouri and began heading west toward the Pacific. Flight trackers quickly picked up clues about the trip,
Mighty 2-1, contact Mighty 1-1, Salt Lake Center.
including refueling operations out of Oklahoma, then California, then Hawaii. A defense official confirmed the movement to the Journal, and news outlets quickly began reporting on the B-2's moves west.
B-2 stealth bombers have been moved to the Pacific.
Those multiple B-2 stealth bombers are in fact headed towards Guam.
There were indications that the bombers could be heading to a staging base at Diego Garcia or Guam, giving Iran the impression that a potential strike could be days away. As that was happening, another group of B-2s left Whiteman and headed east.
The main strike package, comprised of 7 B-2 Spirit bombers, each with 2 crew members, proceeded quietly to the east with minimal communications.
According to the Pentagon, around 5 p.m. Eastern Saturday, which is 12:30 a.m. Sunday in Iran, a submarine in the Middle East fired the first shots, launching more than 24 Tomahawk missiles. They wouldn't land until after the last bombs were dropped. Around 6 p.m., the strike package entered Iranian airspace. According to General Dan Kane, decoy aircraft were sent ahead of the B-2s, flying at high altitude and high speed to throw off Iran's air defenses. As the strike package approached Fordo and Natanz, U.S. fighter jets fired against any potential Iranian threats. Then, from about 6:40 to 7 p.m. Eastern, the B-2s dropped huge bunker buster bombs on their targets. 12 GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator bombs were dropped on Fordo, while 2 were dropped on Natanz, according to a U.S. official. Shortly after that, the Tomahawk missiles struck Esfahan, and the strike package exited Iranian airspace to return home.
This was the largest B-2 operational strike in U.S. history and the second longest B-2 mission ever flown, exceeded only by those in the days following 9/11.
In one night, the U.S. used 3/4 of its believed stockpile of this type of bunker buster bomb. But did it accomplish the goal of setting Iran's nuclear program back? The UN Atomic Energy Agency chief said it's unclear.
400 kilograms of 60% uranium are there, and Iran has made no secret that they have protected this material.
Satellite images show damage to the 3 sites, but experts say more information is needed to assess the status of Iran's potential nuclear capabilities. For example, Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium is stored in cylinders and is fairly mobile. If Iran moved it before the attack, or if it stayed intact, Iran could reconstitute its program fairly quickly. And if the country's centrifuges somehow survived, that would also be key. Vice President Vance signaled on television that Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium is still intact.
We're going to work in the coming weeks to ensure that we do something with that fuel, and that's one of the things that we're going to have conversations with the Iranians about. But enriching uranium up to the point of a nuclear weapon, that is what the president put a stop to last night.
Knowing the extent of the damage may only be possible if international inspectors can access the sites, but it could be weeks before they are able to or even allowed to.
All right, well, that was sweet about that last little part. But Frank, what does that make you feel like to know that that was your outfit that did that pretty badass mission?
Yeah, it was slick. I really enjoyed that. I don't know how to explain it, but it was awesome. It was just awesome to know that my group did that. And yeah, it's just really cool. The 509th was so active, along with other bomb wings during Vietnam. I mean, we were busy. I mean, just busy night after night after night, just bomber after bomber. And yeah, to see that, a different plane, of course, that I didn't have anything to do with. But today's bombers are just awesome. The B-2 is just awesome. And yeah, we have so much power, you know, and it's just so cool to see that. It's just awesome.
So who's the asshole now, Frank?
Yeah, it's I thought you were gonna go on that fucking trip about Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Yeah, but
one more vodka to go, then we'll talk about that mushroom cloud on your pants.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was great, Joe. That was a good clip. And I had never seen that what you pulled up. I hadn't seen that one.
Well, I remember when it happened, there was, and I think I saw it on X, they talked about the bombers that went west, and X lit up. There were people in spaces talking about it. Yep, they're going to go there. They'll do it from Guam and all this. And that didn't really make sense to me. It seems like it's shorter just to fly over there and fucking do it instead of going to another air base. But either way, they were talking about it. And then I think it was less than 24 hours later, they announced they dropped the bombs. But I think it's pretty slick. They put what of them, 2 or 3 of them out on radar going west and blacked out the rest of them.
Yeah,
they just over there and dropped bombs.
That was awesome. And I wonder how many times they had to be refueled, you know, on that trip. I wonder how many miles that was from Whitman, which I know where Whitman is, from Missouri to Iran.
I think they were refueled 7 times.
7 times.
A long
Holy
way, man.
shit.
It's a long way.
Oh, that would take a lot of planning. Holy shit.
Man, we got tankers everywhere. Charlie Sue, our friend here on X, her husband is a tanker pilot, air refueler, and very well could have been involved in that. That would almost make sense. You get some fresh gas before you get over the Atlantic, and then let the European air stations pick you up.
Yeah, I didn't know he was a tanker pilot. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he is. Flies a big gas station in the sky.
Yeah, we got a guy. There's a guy on X. He goes by Captain. I forget what. He was a tanker pilot. One of 10. I've always wanted to get him into our spaces. He was one of 10 pilots who was picked to refuel the SR-71. One of 10 pilots. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, we had a not a SR-71 pilot, but we had a U-2 spy plane pilot. Had a space with him before we stopped doing the Night Court series. Super interesting on how the wingspan on that thing's so long that they have to put like trolleys, wheels on the outside that pull off when they take off, and when they land, they got to have chase cars that run out there, out there into the wing.
I watched that 1967. It was about just sunup, and I was in Guam in 67, and here comes a U-2, just like you said. They got a chase car, and when they got him off of the runway in by the hangars, that was it, man. They grabbed that dude. I was 5 feet away from that plane checking it out. Boy, it was an awesome plane, and right into a hangar it went. They didn't let that baby sit outside for 5 minutes. They hooked her up and drug her into the hangar. Yeah, it was an awesome airplane.
Do you know that they may not still use it, but they were using it up as late as like 2019 for sure? Because the guy we had in our space recently flew the U-2 plane. I didn't know it was still in service, but it absolutely is. And he says, he didn't really tell us what their mission was, but it's capable, super capable of gathering intelligence.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's still active, Joe. If you remember the Chinese spy balloon, which I think will be a memorable thing for the year.
Wrong year, dude. That was
wrong year. But yeah, but if you remember, that'll be memorable. There's some altitude pictures of that balloon. If you look at the shadow on the balloon, it's a U-2 spy plane that took those pictures.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a sneaker and a peeker for sure. All right, we are. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, I wish I could remember, and I'm sure we could Google it. One pass with the U-2 of how much land mass it can take, along with the SR-71 is even greater. The amount of land mass it can take within seconds, photographs, and the SR-71 is just unbelievable. But the capability of those spy planes is just so far advanced from anyone else.
Now we own that. Let's go to the space real quick, guys. We're about 12 minutes away from the ball dropping. 5 minutes till we'll go to a live feed to New York City. Go ahead, Just Me. Until then.
Nope, that's all I was doing. I was giving you a time check and letting you know that we are just a little bit over 10 minutes, but 12 on our side.
I appreciate you, Just Me. My in-house producers, Big Ron and Bruce Wayne, have taken the night off. I didn't tell you this. I'm doing everything, Just Me. I'm putting up videos. I'm bringing them down. I'm running I'm keeping my own time. Even it's tough in here in the studio tonight.
I think you're not looking at the private chat.
How you're oppressed and you're like, being held down by the man or something.
No, I think he's just throwing his victim card.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know, but he has me as long as I can still walk a straight line. He's got me.
Go ahead, Robert.
Well, I was just thinking, I know you talked to me about talking out of turn, but about the last video, I already said that if I were on the jury, I would have acquitted the police in that scenario. But it seems like it would be, and you can tell me what you think, Joe, because I know you tend to side with the police or whatever. But hypothetically or whatever, if it was a situation like that, but the man was instead of would you think it would be different justice-wise if the man had stood in place, and not charged the cops, but held the knife, and they would have killed him for not dropping the knife and complying? Because they could still say, oh, he presented deadly force, but if he was just standing in place, could they still have killed him and been acquitted, do you think?
Yes, depending on the distance. It's called the 21-foot rule, so we'll say 21 feet. I think it's in some cases they pushed it as far out as 40 feet. So circumstances are dependent. But the man standing there, he's not moving. He's got a knife in his hand. Go back and count and see how much time it is. And if you'd like, I'll pull the video back up and play it, and you can measure on your own little watch how long it took him when the bad guy decided to run till he was on top of the cop. So yes, I think you're fine. I think you're fine with shooting somebody within 21 feet of you with a knife that refuses to put it down.
Yeah, you don't have to replay it. I guess, like I said, I was just wondering if in your mind at least that would change anything. If instead of charging, he just stood there but held the knife or whatever.
Now, if he's just standing there and you've got a conversation going on with him, no, that's probably a good time to hit him with the taser, actually, especially when you have two officers, one keep lethal, one keep and try the non-lethal, see if it works. And you'll see that technique used often. But the problem is that they get the person with the knife, the guy that you're trying to control, they're really in control. They'll decide if they're going to run at you with a knife. They'll decide if they're going to stay put. They'll decide every bit of that. You're not making any, you have no control at that point. An officer needs to get control. So yeah, your scenario would, in that particular case, in that particular case, I would say yes, because they're standing in between the crease of the door. The officer has some room there. I think a taser would be good when he's stationary, but once he starts to move, it's over with. Even when he starts to talk, he's like, go ahead and shoot me like you shoot black people or some shit like that. He said some crazy shit. Even when he starts to talk like that, that's starting to lean me towards this guy. He's a problem with the knife.
That, and I have to say, I wonder if he was actually even going to do anything. I think he really was just trying to death by suicide.
That was effective. That's exactly. If you want the cops to shoot you, run at them with a knife, and they will oblige you. Just like any American should, right? It's not just cops. If anyone's running at you with a knife like that, you should oblige them. Don't wait to see if they're serious. Because, that means you tasting that blade. I'm not going to taste the blade. It's the same with dogs. I'm not going to get bit by a dog. All right, guys, I'm going to put on the New York City Times Square celebration. We'll ride that out and come back at the end of the countdown. Everybody good with that?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Huh, what is going on here? Oh, I might need a producer. I don't think I even know what I'm doing here.
Well, I see a globe.
It's a ball, Frank. Ball.
7 minutes, Joe. 7 minutes. Wonder how much they paid to have that car there.
Six minutes, Joe.
And up next, just before midnight, we have our final performance of the evening with Tones and I bringing the world together with a special performance of John Lennon's Imagine.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Oh, imagine all the people living life in peace. And you may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us.
Who is this?
And the world will be as one.
I've never heard of her before. I don't even remember her name.
She's kind of annoying.
Yeah, well, that John Lennon was a fucking idiot anyway.
This is a communist song. No possessions, no religion.
Strictly communist.
Like, she's very bland on the song. It's kind of been
I think I'm gonna grab my cat and swing him by the tail and see if it sounds any better.
No, not the orange.
Oh, definitely the orange.
Yeah, well, she's singing that song in the right place, New York fucking city.
It may have been a Mandami special request.
The problem is she thinks her voice is really good and she's artistic and she actually... I want to hang myself listening to her.
I won't go that far, but I'd like to throw up.
Remind me to fall down an ice hole again when I get up there, Jason.
Did you guys see those people wearing Planet Fitness top hats? That's a marketplace one for you.
It looks like it's sponsored by Planet Fitness.
Happy New Year.
Just me.
Derp, no, I don't think I could sing it better, but I'm not a national TV trying to make a mockery of myself either.
You're being humbled, Jason. You absolutely could sing it better.
Actually, you're probably right, because I'm more American than she is in my big toe.
Hell yeah.
Now, here we go.
We got to bring back Dick Clark.
30 seconds. The new year for our East Coasters.
Yeah, I wish we could bring back Dick Clark, Jason. 10 seconds.
Happy New Year, East Coast Americans.
Oh, good God. Seriously.
Well, that's
Happy New Year,
York for
everybody.
you.
Here's to another year of another great round of shows, guys.
Happy New Year.
I completely agree with that comment, Range Minded, 100%.
That picture of two guys just kissing completely ruined New Year's Eve for me for the rest of my life.
They had two guys kissing. I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's the East Coast for you. That's them blue states.
All right. So that's just me. Who dat? Most of the folks in the space, except for my Texas folks. That's a happy New Year for you guys. You guys in the stream, what do you think about us just joining them in the space and shutting this down? I don't need to lift or drop a ball for New Year's on Central Time.
No,
I'm good.
Yeah,
You guys good with that?
my state's balls dropped about 150 years ago. New York, I'm glad that they finally got around to it.
Your
Hope
balls
they have a
haven't
good New
dropped
Year.
yet.
Oh, you would know, Jason.
Well, you showed me last year ice fishing.
That's gay.
I'm not sure.
That was gay.
Let's take that into the space.
I quite literally do not want to know about Jason showing anybody the balls, right?
Yeah, no one wants to hear about that, Jason.
I didn't show mine. Bruce had. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's not what
is this
everyone
normal?
heard, Jason. It's not
No,
what
I didn't-
everyone heard.
Oh God, fuck off.
All right, folks, a happy New Year. For those that have experienced it thus far, the rest of us are still waiting on it. We're going to shut down the live stream and jump into our X space, our companion space we've been listening to all night. If you're listening or viewing and not in our space, come join us. We'll see where this conversation between Bruce Wayne and Jason goes.
Happy New Year, everybody. This is looking for another year of great shows in the grand jury.
Hey, absolutely. I'm remiss in saying we'll be back live this Friday with the grand jury. We got great grand jurors lined up and some good things coming ahead for 2026. Appreciate you guys.